Welcome back to the Players International, Montreal, Jarry Stadium, and it's all been Ivan Lendl so far, and this is how he got his second break point. Look at this, good control on that topspin lob in isolation. He knows it's in when he hits that. And watch McEnroe, he plays the half volley, closes in, looking for that cross-court forehand. It beats him, and John McEnroe then realizes he's in all sorts of trouble in this first set, 2 breaks down.
It's funny, isn't it? You know, Lendl has made the point of saying time and again this week that he's here for U.S. Open practice, but you throw John McEnroe over on the other side of the net against him, and it's war.
It changes things in a heartbeat, doesn't it? Yeah, it is. In finals, look at that. I mean, these two are both great champions.
They couldn't have asked for a better semi-final lineup here. You get McEnroe against Jay Berger, who's been playing the best tennis of his career, and Ivan Lendl against Andre Agassi. Just a dream situation for John Beddington. John Beddington, the promoter up here, who has done such a wonderful job with Tennis Canada over the years.
Tournament director of the championship here, and Tennis Canada, by the way, is the Canadian equivalent of the United States Tennis Association. French-speaking Montreal, there's about 20% of the folks in this city and province of Montreal are English-speaking.
Boy,
Look at that.
marvelous what a little bit of confidence will do for you, and a couple of service breaks up. You can afford to keep winging it and just going for everything, and that's how Lendl started off his day. He continues in that vein. That's a fine approach shot. You can't get much better than that from John McEnroe. Look at the angle that's achieved off that cross-court forehand.
30 love. And 3 games to love, Lendl. From the net, a lot, in fact.
Yeah, but he totally wristed that thing from behind the baseline. That's such remarkable strength.
Now you know you're in trouble, though.
Oh, yeah.
You've played 2 great approach shots like that, and he nails one cross-court, and this one, he hooks from behind him, catches the top of the tape, and you're sitting on it, bounces over the racket.
The turning point of this first set was that break point that McEnroe had first time Lendl served, and he got a second serve. Tried to come in behind an approach shot and hit it long. That had been different. This set would have been a whole nother story. Four games to love for the #1 in the world.
That's the only ace so far from Lendl.
By the way, I called this French-speaking Canada, and of course it is, but Judith Elian, who writes for L'Equipe magazine, a daily sports newspaper in Paris, says they do not speak French here. She claims that it is unrecognizable French to her. She says it with tongue-in-cheek, of course. But it's a very different, apparently very different way of expressing themselves.
Well, I can't figure out the difference.
It's all Greek to you, huh?
Oh, there's another.
Unbelievable. Again, McEnroe, his serve isn't scaring Lendl at all, is he? He doesn't seem put off by the wide one. He's just on it all the time.
Shoulder turn, foot placement, perfect position to make that return. And he was even out in front of the ball.
Exactly,
which makes
not
it
even
better.
hurried.
No.
I have always thought that Lendl's slice backhand is overdone anyway. I think his more effective return is that big swipe return a serve. I think it's much more damaging to a big server. think he should slice it sometimes, but not as much as he's got in the habit of doing.
Well, he had to do that when he was trying to develop the shot, because you really can't play a shot like that under pressure if you haven't tried it, if you haven't used it under match conditions. And that's only since Tony Roach has been coaching Lendl that he even looked like playing a slice backhand. On the return, anyway.
There's a game point for Lendl, at least for McEnroe now. Of course, in the early days in his career, that was his staple shot, that slice. And then when he developed as a player, he started to hit the topspin and gave the slice away, and then kind of came back to it, as you said, Fred, when Roach took over again. Game point.
He needs that first serve to go in. His second serve effectiveness is 15%.
It shows you how Lendl's been returning, doesn't it?
Yeah. McEnroe's already been broken twice.
Well, yeah.
Again, that's just power of shot on the return. I mentioned earlier that makes McEnroe jab at that volley, as he did on that backhand there. And when he jabs at it, he doesn't get that smooth flowing stroke that he likes on that volley. So it pops up and allows Ivan Lendl, you know, if you give Lendl a good shot at a passing shot, he can make him.
Game point still 40-30. It's a big hand from the crowd. They'd like to see McEnroe do better than he has done so far. Behind 2 serve breaks, it's 4-1. It is still here today in Montreal, Canada, for the final match of the Players International Canadian Open Tennis Championships. Lendl leads at 4-1 behind 2 serve breaks. But unlike the rest of the week, in fact, the last 2 weeks have been sunny and bright and warm. Today is cloudy. In fact, we're surrounded by low clouds. Fortunately, there's very little breeze, so they may stay where they are. We'd be happy about it. 4-1 Lendl serving.
Lendl's going to go and ask the question.
I'm not sure.
Oh, that's not a very good answer. There's the replay, and Ivan Lendl says to Bruno Ribot, as the serve out, he says, I'm not sure. But he will not make an overrule unless he is sure. McEnroe from the back of the court this time, finding his timing on this forehand. It's a slice, it's rather deep, and he just comes over the top of that one for the winner down the line.
13 for Lendl so far, and McEnroe's way behind in that winner department. Makes you question, when you see McEnroe play a point like that so well, makes you question whether he should attack it just all the time so quickly. Good effort.
Difference on that last point, Cliff, as opposed to this. He attacked off the slice backhand that came in deep, and that's he was able to come under these. But look where this is on the run here. But throughout that rally, he was under extreme pressure. McEnroe really nearly into the bleachers. He's under pressure there because of the topspin that Ivan Lendl is hitting, and it's jumping up. He can't attack off that shot.
The thing is, and one other thing McEnroe's got to do, he's got to stay right on that baseline as well. If he falls too far off the baseline, then he's really in trouble. He gives away too much court, and with all that heavy topspin of Lendl's, and then McEnroe's he's got no real play into the opposite court. So he's got to hug that baseline the way Agassi does when he plays.
And the only chance he's going to get to attack is off the slice, because if Lendl keeps that three-quarter court topspin, he's got to take too many risks.
Erstwhile photographer is moving around behind McEnroe.
2 in a row for Lendl, so we're back even 30 all here in this game.
Got him.
Second ace.
You work so hard to get a little lead on Lendl's serve and then come through with a couple of those, and there's nothing you can do about it.
It's the only double fault from Lendl today. Not at a very good time, though. McEnroe hesitated on the return and then was caught three-quarter court and went into the net. But he went in on that lethal forehand side.
Lendl's serve as